Jwwilliams funeral directors have been proudly serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor, president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcers for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Ms. Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. The family of Mr. Jesse James Baitman of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Monica Shanita Cornelius Grover of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Johnny Clyde Daniels of Ashburn, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Symmetra Trice Jackson of Tallahassee, Florida. The family of Mr. Walter Lee Maize of Jackson, Mississippi and Lee County, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Willie Dave Lawson III of Albany, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Mr. Jesse James Baitman, age 80, of 65 Masonic Street, Americus, Georgia, died Thursday, July 23, 2026, at his residence in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Jesse James Baitman, age 80, was held on Sunday, August 2nd, in the sanctuary of the Restoration Church of Americas. Overseer Caleb Edge, pastor. The Reverend Norris Harris officiated. The burial followed at the Eastview Cemetery in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Willie Pearl Mabel Baitman of Americus, Georgia, his loving and caring children, Mr. Arthur Mabel and his wife, Mrs. Elizabeth Mabel of Americus, Georgia, Mr. Eddie Mabel and his wife, Mrs. Tish Mabel of Valdosta, Georgia, Miss Betty Foster and Miss Bernita Mabel, both of Americus, Georgia. 16 beloved grandchildren, 28 great-grandchildren, his loving and devoted sisters, Mrs. Mildred Bateman Burden of Americus, Georgia, Ms. Rosa May Wooten of Tampa, Florida, Mrs. Rebecca Johnson and her husband, Mr. Charles Johnson, of Riverview, Florida, and Miss Barbara Ann Cobb of Tampa, Florida. His beloved brothers, Mr. Benny W. Cobb, Mr. Moriel Cobb and his wife, Mrs. Jackie Cobb, and Mr. Willie Thomas Cobb and his wife, Mrs. Deborah Cobb, all of Tampa, Florida. A beloved aunt, Mrs. Daisy Baitman of Americus, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Jesse James Baitman, age 80, of 65 Masonic Street, Americus, Georgia. Mrs. Monica Shanita Cornelius Grover, age 57, of 309 West 20th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, July 24th, at the Phoebe Putnam Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. A memorial service for Mrs. Monica Shanita Cornelius Grover, age 57, was held on Monday, August 3rd, in the sanctuary of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Dr. Jwwilliams, officiated. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Albert C. Grover of Cordele, Georgia. Her loving and devoted sons, Mr. Brandon D. Butts of Fairbanks, Alaska, and Mr. Grady Lee Butts, Jr. of Dallas, Texas. Her bonus son, Mr. Tay Grover of Texas. 6 beloved grandchildren. Her loving and caring sibling, Mrs. Terry Jones, and her husband, Mr. Melvin Jones of Cordele, Georgia. Mrs. Joyce Sanchez and her husband, Mr. Gabriel Sanchez of Hawkinsville, Georgia. And Mr. Keith Cornelius and his wife, Mrs. Mary Cornelius of Macon, Georgia. Her beloved aunts, Mrs. Henrietta Bell of Florida and Miss Thelma Cornelius of Macon, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, many cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Monica Shanita Cornelius Grover, age 57, of 309 West 20th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. United States Army veteran, Mr. Johnny Clyde Daniels, age 78, of 300 West End Avenue, Ashburn, Georgia, died Wednesday, July 29th, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran, Mr. Johnny Clyde Daniels, age 78, was held on Friday, August 7th, at the Chris County Middle School Auditorium in Cordele, Georgia. Dr. Brandon Williams, Superintendent. The Reverend Chris Felton officiated. The burial with military honors followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his beloved companion, Miss Earlene Calloway of Ashburn, Georgia. His loving and devoted children, Miss Michelle Daniels of Cordele, Georgia, Mr. Jaquarian McCain of Alabama, Mrs. Regina Power and her husband, Mr. Bruce Power of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Valencia Rouse of Phoenix City, Alabama, Mr. Custodian Hardy of Kathleen, Georgia, Miss Aria Daniels of Warner Robins, Georgia, Miss April Glenn of Cordele, Georgia, Mrs. Sharika Brown and her husband, Mr. Jeff Brown of Byram, Georgia, Mrs. Vernita Felton of Milledgeville, Georgia, Mr. Corey Martin and Mr. Kenny Calloway, both of Ashburn, Georgia, Mrs. Patricia Joyner and her husband, Mr. Michael Joyner of Warner Robins, Georgia, and Miss Kenya Daniels of Ashburn, Georgia. 31 beloved grandchildren, 23 great-grandchildren, a beloved brother, Mr. Marion Smith of Cordele, Georgia, his loving sisters, Mrs. Benny Jean Daniels of Greenville, Michigan, Miss Gloria Johnson of West Palm Beach, Florida, a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. United States Army veteran, Mr. Johnny Clyde Daniels, age 78, of 300 West End Avenue, Ashburn, Georgia. Mrs. Symmetra Trice Jackson, age 56, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Sunday, July 5th at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital in Tallahassee, Florida. The funeral service for Mrs. Symmetra Trice Jackson, age 56, was held on Saturday, August 8th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, officiated. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Eddie Lee Jackson of Tallahassee, Florida, her loving and devoted children, Miss Symmetra Jackson of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Betty Trice of Valdosta, Georgia, Miss Latoya Trice of Warner Robins, Georgia, and Mr. Byron McKenzie Jr. of Cordele, Georgia. 14 beloved grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, a beloved sister, Miss Patricia Trice of Jacksonville, Florida. Her beloved brothers, Mr. Lonnie Coleman Jr., Mr. Anthony Williams, and Mr. Bernard Williams, all of Cordele, Georgia. Her loving aunts and uncles, Mrs. Bernice Pittman and her husband, Mr. Freddie Pittman, and Mrs. Minnie Mitchell, Mr. James Trice and his wife, Mrs. Lucy Trice, and Mr. Ernest Trice and Mr. Cecil Byram, all of Cordele, Georgia. Mrs. Agnes Stubbs and her husband, Mr. Eddie Stubbs, of Stockbridge, Georgia, Mr. Ricky Walker, Macon, Georgia, a host of beloved nieces and nephews, many cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Symmetra Trice Jackson, age 56, of Tallahassee, Florida, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Walter Lee Maize, affectionately known as Slick, age 81, formerly of Lee County, Georgia, died Saturday, July 25th at the Manhattan Rehab and Care Center in Jackson, Mississippi. The funeral service for Mr. Walter Lee Maize, affectionately known as Slick, age 81, was held on Saturday, August 8th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Dr. Wadis Williams, pastor of the Thankful Baptist Church in Newton, Georgia, officiated. The burial followed at the Piney Grove No. 3 Church Cemetery in Lee County, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Miss Michelle Maize, Miss Shante Winder, and Mr. Walter D. Maize, both of Jackson, Mississippi. His beloved grandson, Mr. Lennox Maize of Jackson, Mississippi. His caring and devoted brothers and sisters, Deacon Frank Maize and his wife, Mrs. Gloria Maize of Leesburg, Georgia. Mrs. Ann Miller and her husband, Mr. George Miller of Parramatta, Georgia. Miss Geneva Maize of Tyrone, Georgia, and Miss Desiree Maize of Smithfield, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Walter Lee Maize, affectionately known as Slick, age 81, formerly of Lee County, Georgia. United States Army veteran, Mr. Willie Dave Lawson III, age 79, of 2103 Beachview Drive, Albany, Georgia, died Monday, August 3rd at his residence in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Mr. Willie Dave Lawson III, age 79, was held on Saturday, August 8th in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, officiated. The burial with military honors followed at the Westview Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Maddie Gibson Lawson, his loving and devoted children, Mrs. LaFonda Millerton, Esquire, and her husband, Mr. Marshawn Millerton, Mrs. Michelle Lawson and her husband, Mr. Jumar Lawson, Mr. Willie Dave Lawson IV and his wife, Mrs. Anita Lawson, and Miss Latrice Lawson, 5 beloved grandchildren. His loving and devoted sibling, Mrs. Joanne Prudy and her husband, Sir James Prudy, Mrs. Laura Ann Kurt and her husband, Sir Troy Kurt, Miss Betty Lawson, Mrs. Benita Renee Hartwick and her husband, Mr. Mike Hartwick, Mrs. Valerie Outlaw Blake, and Mr. Michael Lane, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, classmates, fellow veterans, and many sorrowing friends survive United States Army veteran Mr. Willie Dave Lawson III, age 79, of 2103 Beachview Drive, Albany, Georgia. Again, the family of Mr. Jesse James Baitman of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Monica Shanita Cornelius Grover of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Johnny Clyde Daniels of Ashburn, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Symmetra Trice Jackson of Tallahassee, Florida. The family of Mr. Walter Lee Maize of Jackson, Mississippi and Lee County, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Willie Dave Lawson III of Albany, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week.
The middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want in your time of need.
And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Mrs. Mary Jo Little Rouse, age 83, of 1902 Ronit Street, Americus, Georgia, died Tuesday, August 4th, at the Wilson Hospice House in Albany, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted son, Mr. James Franklin Rouse Jr., and his wife, Mrs. Karma Rouse of Columbus, Georgia. Her bonus daughters, Mrs. Pamela Williams and her husband, Mr. Tommy Williams of Americus, Georgia. Minister Penelope Ivy Woods and her husband, Mr. Harold Woods of Decatur, Georgia. Her beloved brother, Mr. James Little Jr. of Americus, Georgia. 5 beloved sisters, Mrs. Earlene Brown, Mrs. Tammy Baker and her husband, Mr. Fonzo Baker, Mrs. Gloria Jones and her husband, Mr. James Jones, all of Americus, Georgia. Mrs. Anna Broner and her husband, Mr. Lester Broner of Kennesaw, Georgia. And Dr. Connie Kitchens and her husband, Mr. Eddie Kitchens of Stockbridge, Georgia. Her sisters-in-law, Mrs. Ruby Little of Americus, Georgia, and Apostle Dr. Helen Felton of Auburn, Alabama. One brother-in-law, Dr. Charles Rouse of College Station in Texas. Her devoted friends, Mr. Edward and Miss Jeannie Green of Americus, Georgia. Her beloved Bethlehem Baptist Church family, and a host of sorrowing cousins and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Mary Jo Little Rouse, age 83, of 1902 Ronit Street, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Mary Jo Little Rouse, age 83, will be held on Tuesday, August 11th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Lebanon Baptist Church in Plains, Georgia. The Reverend Wallace Jordan, pastor. Her pastor, the Reverend Dejon Griggs, pastor of the Bethlehem Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at Staley Memorial Garden in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Monday, August 10th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Ozie Smith Jr., age 85, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Sunday, August 2nd at the Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, Florida. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Mardell Smith of Miami, Florida. His loving and devoted daughter, Miss Flena Smith of Albany, Georgia, and Mrs. Arlinda Smith of Miami, Florida. His beloved grandchildren, Mr. Demetrius Jackson of Tifton, Georgia, Miss Denise Smith Hepsimer of Miami, Florida, and Mr. Stephon Mills and his wife, Mrs. Dana Mill of Locust Grove, Georgia. 5 beloved great-grandchildren, 1 great-great-grandson, his beloved brother, Mr. Roosevelt Smith of Cordele, Georgia, a beloved sister, Mrs. Alice Hill of Cordele, Georgia, his loving sisters-in-law, Mrs. Regina Smith of Cordele, Georgia, and Mrs. Margaret Chapman of Plantation, Florida. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends to include the A.S. Clark class of 1963 and the neighborhood at the 42nd Street and 17th Avenue in Miami, Florida, survived Mr. Ozie Smith Jr., age 85, of Miami, Florida, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Ozie Smith Jr., age 85, will be held on Saturday, August 15th at 10 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, August 14th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. The Jwwilliams Funeral Directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week.
Middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent.
Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
Announcements. The Friendship Baptist Church annual homecoming will be observed today, Sunday, August 9th, beginning at 12 o'clock noon. The afternoon service will begin at 2 o'clock p.m. with the St. Mark Baptist Church, and Reverend James Jordan will be the guest. Revival service will begin on Monday, August 10th through Wednesday, August 12th. The following churches will be on program. Monday, Camp Creek Baptist Church and Reverend Simmons, along with the Brown Chapel Baptist Church, Mount Moriah Baptist Church, and Unadilla CME Church. On Tuesday, Free Providence Baptist Church and Reverend Choice Cobb Sr., along with the Spring Hill Baptist Church, Ebenezer Baptist Church, and Pleasant Valley Baptist Church. On Wednesday, Forest Chapel Baptist Church and Reverend Green, along with the New Hope Baptist Church, Beautiful Zion Baptist Church, and Evergreen Baptist Church. Sister Cassandra Askew is the secretary. Sister Nanny Burke is the church mother. The Holly Grove Baptist Church annual homecoming will be observed today, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. At 2 o'clock p.m., the New Jerusalem Baptist Baptist Church in Warner Robins, Georgia, and Reverend Christopher West will be in charge of the services. Revival will begin on Monday, August 10th through Wednesday, August 12th at 7 o'clock p.m. Reverend Jerome Glover will be the revivalist. Deacon Robert Woodson Jr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend W.G. Grover is the pastor. The Evangelistic Tabernacle Family Outreach Center Men's Brunch will be on Saturday, August 15th at 11 o'clock a.m. at Denny's Restaurant in Cordele. Dutch Treat. Brother Cortinez Thomas will be the speaker. You must RSVP to 229-947-8988 by August 8th. For more information, please contact Bishop Dr. Arthur West, host pastor. The Pleasant Valley Baptist Church will host a Let's Talk About It Back to School informative discussion with Deputy Reed Benson. This was already held on Saturday, August 8th. Dr. Beverly Bolden is the pastor. The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them during their worship service each Sunday at 9:45 a.m. You may join them on Wednesdays via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Vienna Church of Christ with them doing in person or via Zoom each Sunday, with Sunday school beginning at 10 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 11 o'clock a.m., Bible studies held each Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. The Zoom number is 447-485-6691. Brother Carl Colbert is the minister. Piney Grove Number 3 Baptist Church Mission Usher Celebration will be observed today beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Deacon Willie Owens, chairman of deacons, Brother Christopher Perry is the pastor. The Old Corinth Baptist Church of Leslie annual homecoming church and homecoming revival will begin on Tuesday, August 11th and continue through Wednesday, August 12th at 7 o'clock p.m. each evening. Our program will be Tuesday, Pastor Wallace Jordan III of the Lebanon Baptist Church, Plains, Georgia. Wednesday, Pastor George F. Muntz of Whole Truth International Ministry of Americus, Georgia. The celebration will climax on Sunday, August 16th at 10 o'clock a.m. The pastor, Dr. C.L. McKinstry, will deliver the message. Dinner will be served. Sister Janie Roberts is the secretary. Deacon Eldridge Mercer is the chairman of deacons. Dr. C.L. McKinstry is the pastor. The Pleasant Grove Baptist Church invites everyone to the ordination service for Brother Kajarian Jones, who we affectionately know as CJ. This will be held on Sunday, September 13th at 2:30 p.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Eddie Brooks, chairman of deacons, Brother Sterling Vereen is the pastor. The Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them as they will climax their revival services today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. The pastor, Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook, will deliver the message. Sister Elizabeth Griffin is the secretary. Deacon Zachary Fields is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook is the pastor. Cornerstone Ministries Church of God by Faith cordially invites everyone to join in the deacon ordination service for Brother Ricky Crapp today, beginning at 4 o'clock p.m. They're asking that you will also join them on Saturday, August 15th at 5 o'clock p.m. where Deacon Tyrone Walker, who has accepted his calling from God to preach the word, will preach his initial sermon. Everyone is cordially invited to attend both of these worship services. Elder James Patterson is the pastor. The Davis Chapel CME Church homecoming will be today, Sunday, August 9th at 10 o'clock a.m. Everyone is invited to attend. Stewart Ruby Barrett is the chairman of stewards. Reverend Arnell Wilburn is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church annual revival will begin on Tuesday, August 11th through Thursday, August 13th at 7 o'clock p.m. Our program will be Tuesday, the Gethsemane Baptist Church and Reverend Cecil Straughter. Wednesday, Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church and Dr. K.M. Williams. Thursday, Beulah Land Baptist Church and Dr. Dwayne Daniels. Deacon Alonzo Jones is the chairman of deacons. Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The Elder World Baptist Church Community Clothing Giveaway will be on Saturday, August 15th from 9 a.m. until 12 o'clock noon at Clarence Scott Community Building, 213 North 13th Street, Cordele. Clothing will be available for individuals, families. Garment bags will be supplied. Reverend Jeff Wilson is the pastor. The St. Paul Baptist Church of Albany annual revival will begin on Tuesday, August 11th through Thursday, August 13th at 7 o'clock p.m. Our program will be Tuesday, Union Baptist Church, St. Luke Baptist Church, and Reverend Timothy Coley. Wednesday, Rocky Hill Baptist Church and Reverend James Stokes. Thursday, New Beginning Baptist Church and Reverend Solomon Loud Jr. The revival will climax on Sunday, August 16th, with Sunday school beginning at 10:30 a.m., morning worship at 11:30 a.m. Reverend Calvin Rollins is the pastor. Temple of Praise Church of God by Faith will have an outdoor service in the church yard on Saturday, August 22nd at 11 o'clock a.m. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Pastor Michael Wyndham is the pastor. The Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church annual Family and Friends Day service will be observed on Sunday, August 23rd at 9:30 a.m. Everyone is invited to attend. Deacon Arthur L. Parker, the chairman of deacons. Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. The Mount Calvary Baptist Church will observe the 18th anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Isaac Owens, on Sunday, August 30th. Sunday school will begin at 9:30 a.m. The anniversary will begin at 10:45 a.m. Reverend Wesley Ashton and the Zion Hope Baptist Church of Americas will be the special guests. Mount Calvary extends an invitation for you to worship with them during the annual revival services, which will begin on Tuesday, September 1st through Wednesday, September 3rd at 7 o'clock p.m. each evening. Through Thursday, September 3rd, 7 o'clock p.m. each evening. Reverend Ronnie Brinson of Sparks, Georgia will be the revivalist. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Sister Michelle Harris Paul is the anniversary chairperson. Sister Valerie Robertson is church clerk. Mother Evelyn Lewis, church mother. Deacon Leon Spears, chairman of deacons. Reverend Isaac Owens is the pastor. The Crossroad Baptist Church will have a one-night revival beginning on Thursday, August 20th at 7 o'clock p.m. Reverend Solomon Loud Jr. will be the guest speaker. Everyone is invited to attend. Deacon Jimmy Mumphrey, chairman of deacons. Reverend Nelson Maynor is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church will celebrate the church and pastor's anniversary on Tuesday, September 8th through Thursday, September 10th at 7 o'clock p.m. each evening. Our program will be Tuesday, Mount Calvary Baptist Church and Reverend Isaac Owens. Wednesday, Buellland Baptist Church and Dr. Dwayne Daniels. Thursday, Friendship Baptist Church and Bishop Melvin McCluster. The anniversary celebration will climax on Sunday with the Bethlehem Baptist Church and Evergreen Baptist Church in charge of the services. Deacon Johnny Wilson, chairman of deacons. Reverend Cecil Slaughter is the pastor. There will be a gospel singing that will be held on Saturday, August 15th at the Chris County Board of Education building, formerly known as the Chris County Middle School. The purpose of this program is to celebrate and appreciate the Queen of Gospel Promoters, Mrs. Gradine Ford, who has been a gospel promoter for many years. Our program will be Deborah Snipes and the Angels of Butler, Georgia, the Leonard Brothers of Albany, Georgia, Doc McKenzie and the Highlights of Atlanta, South Carolina, George Dean and the Gospel 4 of Memphis, Tennessee. The doors will open at 2 o'clock p.m. The celebration starts at 3 o'clock p.m. Admission is $20 in advance and $25 at the door. For more information, please contact Ms. Gradine Ford, 229-889-7695, Ms. Christine Doster at 229-322-5359, Ms. Teresa Doster at 229-938-7640, or Mr. Richard Leonard at 229-344-6945. Tickets can be purchased also at Odyssey Records in Albany or from Ms. Christine Doster. The Historical Awards Committee is sponsoring a men's NFL preseason health fair on Saturday, August 22nd at 9 o'clock a.m. at the New Oak Grove Baptist Church. Fellas, suit up in your favorite team jersey, t-shirt, or cap and join for a powerful day of health education, screenings, NFL-themed fun, door prizes, and a barbecue grill will be given away. The first 50 men to register will receive a free t-shirt. Speakers will be Dr. Serena Lane, and Mr. Derek Collier, PA. For more information, please contact any member of the Historical Awards Committee. Reverend W. Wilson is the host pastor. Daniel and Company anniversary will be on Saturday, August 22nd at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Hawkinsville Opera House, featuring Little Willie and Company, Blessed and Highly Favored, The Sons of Gospel, The Benjamin Family, Chosen, Lonnie Kelly, The Miracle Workers, and more. $10 per person is admission at the door. Everyone is cordially invited to get out. Women's Day Weekend Community Event Question and Answer Forum featuring Cynthia Johnson, Democratic nominee for State House District 148, and Nikki Porcher, Democratic nominee for State Labor Commissioner, will be on Saturday, August 15th at 1 o'clock p.m. at the Ark of God Ministries, Incorporated, 1520 13th Avenue, Cordele. This event is paid for by the committee to elect Cynthia Johnson, House District 148, co-sponsored by the Ark of God Ministries, Incorporated. Fort Valley State University Cliffs County Head Start is now accepting applications for the 2026-2027 school year. Families interested in enrolling your children are encouraged to visit the Head Start Center, 1110 South 12th Street, to complete the application and receive information regarding required registration documents. For additional information prior to your visit, contact Ms. Laquita Jenwright at 229-276-9880. Empowerment Pathways Youth Builder is now accepting appointments for interviews for ages 16 to 24. They offer the free opportunity to earn your GED, basic construction skills, career readiness, leadership training, job replacement assistance, college placement assistance, and more. For more information, please contact the program director, Ms. Marissa Wedges, at 229-276-1580. Everyone is cordially invited to worship with the area churches of our community today for their regular worship services that will be held. They'll be so happy to have you worship with them and be a part of their worship services as well. As always, we do like to remind you, if you have announcements that you would like for us to use on our Sunday morning program, that you may get them to us, and we'll be so happy to use them each Sunday morning. You may fax them to us at 229-273-5111. Remember also that if you cannot catch us here on the TV station, you may join us on WDEC Radio 94.7 from 7:30 until 8 o'clock a.m. or on the J.W. Williams Funeral Home Facebook page or the J.W. Williams Funeral Home YouTube channels. You may catch us each Sunday morning, join us each Sunday morning beginning at 7 o'clock a.m. Again, if you have announcements that you would like for us to use, you may bring them to us by the funeral home Monday through Saturday until 12 o'clock noon, or you may mail them to us at Post Office Box 516, Cordele, Georgia. And as always, you may fax them to us at 229-273-5111.
And now for dedications. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Mr. Larry Ford, who would have celebrated his birthday July 25th. Dedication requested by his beloved family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Mary Applin, who would have celebrated her birthday July 27th. Dedication requested by our beloved son, Mr. Frederick Lewis, and the entire Applin family. Precious memory lingers still. In loving memory of Miss Teresa Peterson, who departed this life August 4th, 2023. Dedication requested by her beloved children, her loving mother, Miss Melita Brooke, her beloved father, Mr. Freddie Peterson, and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Stuart Nelson Barrett, who departed this life August 8th, 1988. Dedication requested by his beloved children, grandchildren, and the members of the Davis Chapel CME Church, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory, Mrs. Gail Melissa Westbrook Dawson, who would have celebrated her birthday August 12th. Dedication requested by her beloved children, Mr. Christopher and Mr. Calvin Youngblood, her grandchildren, her loving mother, Mother Martha Ruth Westbrook, and the entire Westbrook and Dawson family, gone but not forgotten. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Happy 43rd anniversary to Mr. Frank and Mrs. Deborah Walker, who celebrated their anniversary. Happy birthday to Mr. Frank Walker, who is celebrating his birthday. Dedication requested by his children and the entire family. Happy 43rd anniversary to Mr. Frank and Mrs. Deborah Walker. God continue to bless your union and keep it strong. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Deacon Odell and Sister Dorothy Westbrook. Dedication requested by their children and the entire family. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Sister Odell, to Deacon Odell and Sister Dorothy Westbrook. God continue to bless your union and keep it strong. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Happy birthday to Deaconess Alberta Hamilton, who will celebrate her birthday Monday, August 10th. Dedication requested by our beloved husband, Deacon Donald K. Hamilton, her children, grandchildren, and the entire Rogers and Hamilton family. Happy birthday to our own Mrs. Lavonda Tunde, who is celebrating her birthday today, August 9th. Dedication requested by our beloved husband, Mr. Ken Tunde, her entire family, and the staff and management of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Happy birthday to Miss Lavonda Tunde and many, many more. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Deacon George Jordan and family, Mother Willie Mae Leary and family of Hatley, Georgia, Mother Vera Mae Rivers and family, Mrs. Dorothy Lucas and family, Mrs. Barbara Lane and family, Mrs. Bernice Lester and family, Mrs. Willie Mae Crapp and family, Deacon Charles Hardeman and family, Deacon S. Martha A. Cross, Mr. Richard and Mrs. Brenda Cross and family, Mr. and Mrs. Reginald Cross and family. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the Talbot family, Deacon and Mrs. John Stubbs and family, Deacon and Mrs. Donald Talbot and family, Dr. and Mrs. Eddie Talbot and family, Mrs. Juanita Mathis Talbot and family, Mrs. Burrow Patrick and family, Miss Mary Taylor and family, Mother Willie McGill and family, Miss Lavella Fields and family, Mother Norma Solomon and family, Mrs. Tommy Glenn and family, Mrs. Mary Frances Davis and family, Mrs. Shalonda Donaldson and family, Deacon and Mrs. M.L. Lewis and family, Miss Jana Porter and family, Mr. and Mrs. Greg Peterson and family, Miss Carrie Holmes and family, Miss Patricia Shiloh and family, Miss Christine Pound and family, the family of the late Deacon Christine Albert, the elder Jerome and Mrs. Ola Outlaw and family, Dr. and Mrs. Brandon Williams, Superintendent of the Chris County Board of Education, the Reverend and Mrs. Jerry Sanders, pastor of the Bethlehem Baptist Church and superintendent of the Sumter County School System, the Reverend and Mrs. Gregory Williams and family, Deacon William Smith and family, the Clark family, Mrs. Valerie Roy and family, Sandra Jackson and family, Mrs. Selma Jackson and family, the audience that watches via Facebook and YouTube, the Reverend and Mrs. Dion Jones and family, Mrs. Cynthia Pollard and family, Mrs. Shirley Epps and family, Miss Barbara Robertson family, Miss Sarah Bell Jackson and family, Mrs. Aletha Askew, church clerk and trustee of the New Oak Grove Baptist Church, Miss Patricia White and family, Miss Selma Jackson and family, Mr. Roman and Mrs. Sammy Epps and family, the Redding family, the Fullwood family, Mr. Anthony and Mrs. Judy Oliver and family, Mrs. Janice Williams and family, Mrs. Marsha Whitehead and family, the New Hope and Zion Grove Baptist Church family, the Trice family, the Vance family, the Nelson and Gamble family, the Harris family, Deacon and Mrs. Charles Harris of Albany, Georgia, Mr. Calvin Douglas and family, the Reverend Woody and Sister Patricia Barnum and family, Miss Mary Lois Williams and family, Miss Betty Doris Williams and family, Miss Daisy Mae Jackson and family, Mr. Lester C. Williams and family, Mr. Willie C. Williams and family, Mr. Otis Williams and family, Mr. Jolie Lawton and family, the Reverend Joel Butts and family, Mother Adeline Lofton, Church Mother of the Little Rock Baptist Church of Araby, Georgia, Mrs. Mattie Maize and family, Deacon George and Mrs. Josephine Lawrence and family, Mr. Randall Kears and family, Mr. Freddie Bember and family, Mrs. Jackie Leonard and family, Mr. Kente Addy and family, Deacon Leroy Rogers and family, Mrs. Alice May McKenzie and family, Mr. John Reese and family, Mrs. Burnell Welburn and family, Mrs. Darquita Hunt and family, Mother Evelyn B. Lewis and family, Mr. Tremel Townsend and family, Ms. Johnny Mae Williams and family, Mrs. Carol Carter and family, Mother Willie Mae Lawson and family, Mr. Charlie James Lawson and family, Mr. Stanford Smith and family, Ms. Mary Lee Holmes and family, Mr. Julius Jordan and family, Dr. Deanne Hosley and family, the Reverend Johnny Hosley and family, Mrs. Murtis Evans and family, Sheila Tharpe and family, Mr. David Miller and family, Mrs. Perline Anderson and family, Deacon Jake and Ms. Mary Reese and family, Ms. Mary Holmes and family, Mrs. Jackie Lattimore and family, Mr. Peyton Lango and family, Ms. Mary Hill, Ms. Mary Wakefield Minion and family, Mr. Jerome Whitehead and family, Mrs. Lily Kate Granville Cotton and family, Mr. Silence K. Vance and family, Mr. Tony Johnson and family, Ms. Gail Bethune and family, Mr. F.D. Lawton and family, Ms. Val Carter and family, the Lawton and Epps family, Mr. Anthony Williams and family, Mrs. Sarah Bell Jackson and family, Mrs. Patricia White and family, the Relaford family, the Bryant family, the Perry family, Mrs. Janice Williams and family, Mrs. Ethel Perry and family of Vienna, Georgia, and the children of the late Mother Pearlie Mae Perry. It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Mrs. Mary Jo Little Rouse, age 83, of 1902 Roney Street, Americus, Georgia, died Tuesday, August 4th at the Wilson Hospice House in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Mary Jo Little Rouse, age 83, will be held on Tuesday, August 11th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Lebanon Baptist Church in Plains, Georgia. The Reverend Wallace Jordan, pastor, her pastor, the Reverend Dagon Griggs, pastor of the Bethlehem Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Staley Memorial Gardens in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Monday, August 10th from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Ozie Smith, Jr., age 85, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Sunday, August 2nd at Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, Florida. The funeral service for Mr. Ozie Smith, Jr., age 85, will be held on Saturday, August 15th in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, August 14th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. The J.W. Williams Funeral Directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week.
The middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the J.W. Williams Funeral.
Our next and final selection for this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families. Loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Mr. Jesse James Baitman of Americus, Georgia. The family of Miss Monica Shanita Cornelius Grover of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Johnny Cloud Daniels of Ashburn, Georgia. The family of Miss Symmetra Trice Jackson of Tallahassee, Florida. The family of Mr. Walter Lee Maize of Jackson, Mississippi and Lee County, Georgia. And the family of United States Army veteran Mr. Willie Dave Lawson III of Albany, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Mrs. Mary Jo Little Rouse of Americus, Georgia, and the family of Mr. Ozie Smith Jr., Miami, Florida, and Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to all of the sick and shut-in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and their devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. The program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams, to my wife, Mrs. Calandra Wickerson Parker, to my son, Jai Wickerson Parker. This selection goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, their grandson, Noble, to my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and her husband, Mr. Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. Goes out to my nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and with us this morning presenting our program to our Facebook and YouTube channel. Goes out to our pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, pastor of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church and moderator of the Dumb Creek Missionary Baptist Association. This selection goes out to all our seasoned saints of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church who will be honored today during our regular morning service at 9:30 a.m. Senior Citizens Day observed today at the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church. God bless each of you.
Yes, I'm going to walk all that will give my way. Oh, child,
Thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning.
well,